So this weekend is the 21st anniversary of us moving to Myrtle Beach. We moved on Memorial Weekend in 2001. We didn't know it at the time, but it was May in Myrtle Beach is about bike weeks, where you have the Harley Bike Week in the middle of the month, and then Memorial Weekend you have Memorial Bike Week. And so we didn't know that, and it's like, oh, we'll just move on Memorial Weekend. Come to find out, it was the largest Memorial Bike Week ever, with almost 500,000 people here. Highway 501 is the main thoroughfare to get into Myrtle Beach, and it was so clogged with traffic, they decided to put porta-johns in the median. So if you were in traffic stuck in traffic for like 3 or 4 hours and had to have the call of nature, there were porta-johns out there. That was widely mocked, and they never did it again, but I thought that was kind of funny. Ironically, we live in the same apartment complex as when we first moved in, so we're almost coming full circle. There's been some movement on the house front. It looks like we're going to get a different type of construction loan called a C2P, which normally is not that attractive. What it does is that it locks your interest rate in immediately, but you pay a little higher % interest. Normally with a construction loan, you pay interest only on what you draw. Then when you go to finish, then they convert it into a full-time loan. Well, with the current economic market, interest rates are going to be going up every single time, and it's not really advantageous to do a traditional construction loan right now. So the C2P, even though it's technically a little higher right now, by the time we finish, it will most likely be less than what a traditional construction loan would be. What I'm showing you right now is, this is the back half of the property that the person that's been farming it for the last 50 years, we said that he could continue to farm it so we don't have to maintain it. So he's planted something. It's either going to be soybeans or peanuts. The last thing that was planted on this field was soybeans. So soybeans and peanuts are really good for the soil. So hopefully we'll see in a few weeks exactly what it's going to be. So I'm walking near the field that's being planted. Don't worry, I'm not standing on the rows. This is his aisle where he can maneuver back and forth. And I came across this, which are deer prints. So yes, we do have wildlife in the area, other than this wildlife. So yesterday we came out, I did a video, it was really long and rambling, so I decided to chunk it and start over again. So while we were out here, Sherlock decided to dig himself a hole. So this is going to be his little cool himself off dirt hole. Because we went into the garden yesterday, and of course he went in there and started digging. And as soon as he went in there, he did that. So we had to kick him out. So then he went out here and did the same thing. All right, I wanted to go through the garden real quick. You're looking at the bell peppers right now. That bell pepper is about the size of a closed fist, maybe a little smaller. Same thing with that one. We have our other bell peppers. Those are a little on the smaller side, but they're growing. Our sweet potatoes down here, doesn't look like they're flowering, but they are starting to creep. So hopefully we will not have sweet potatoes to death. So we're trying to come up with things in case we get in run with sweet potatoes in the near future. Here's our melons, our cantaloupe. Those have not started flowering yet. Then back here we have our cucumbers. The one that is going ham over here, that is the one that the person at the nursery gave us for free because he didn't think it was going to survive. Obviously it's surviving. And then we have the other 2 or 3 that we bought at Lowe's, and all 3 of those are flowering, so hopefully next week we will get some cucumbers. Our summer squash there are a few summer squash in there. I don't know if we can see in the video because I don't want to go in today because I don't want to have to kick Sherlock back out. Oh, there they are. There's some summer squash there, so they're growing. And then over here are our zucchini, and those had not started flowering yet, but those are still growing. So everything is going good, including the rosemary, which is right here. Let me zoom out. There we go. So the rosemary is right here, and the only casualty we've had so far has been the lavender. I wanted to show real quick, this is the area where we're going to put the house, where it's going to be right in front of us. The septic tank and the leach field are going to be on the left side. We're going to have a porch that we're going to add on to later in the center here. We'll also have a front porch at some point, which will be in this area. And then if you see the stake furthest over there, that's where the well is going to be. You want the well to be as far away from the leach field as possible. The well is actually a little higher ground, so the water from the leach field will actually be going away from the well, not towards it. So the leach field is in a good spot because it's in between the well and where our future pond location is going to be. So one last look on Memorial Weekend. It's clouded up, or it's sunned up, really nice out here, and it's turning out to be a beautiful weekend, except for the bugs.